Hi friends and subscribers, it's Vic here from at Forever Scrapping, and today I wanted to share a layout with you that was inspired by the fabulous Tehri Koskinen. I hope that I've pronounced that right, but she creates some absolutely stunning scrapbook layouts and loves to use loads of colour on them. And this weekend I was meant to be attending my first GoGo Getaway Retreat, but unfortunately, due to obvious reasons, we're all homebound and we're unable to meet up in person. So the fabulous GoGo ladies kindly popped on a private cybercop for us all. It was a fabulous weekend. We're full of loads of inspiration, and by the power of technology we all had a fabulous time in the virtual cybercrop room. Now Tehri was our guest designer, so unfortunately she was still in Finland, but did a live for us and had produced a layout for us using all the bright colours, and it was brilliant and showed us how to use up those scraps of paper that we all hate to throw away. And I'm hoping that I'm not the only one guilty of hoarding little scraps of paper. Now, it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I do really love bright layouts, and I was up for the challenge, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So what I've done first is I've used some really thick white cardstock, some Brazil marshmallow cardstock. That's what we all tend to like to use for doing mixed media on, because the paper tends not to warp quite so much. So I've used the smooshing technique with some Gelatos. They're like watercolory crayons, and I've scribbled that onto some old packaging that I no longer need, and then watered it down with a bit of water, flipped it over, and literally just kissed the surface of that white cardstock with it and smooshed it around a bit. And that gives you quite a nice subtle watercolour effect on the background. I've then pulled out some, I think, Liquitex acrylic inks, and just tapped the dropper from the bottle. It's very liquid, really concentrated colours, absolutely gorgeous, and tap those over my gelato bits that I've already done to add a little bit more depth to the colours. So I've stuck to the same colours that Tehri had used on her layout, and she had a blue section, a green section, and then a pink section. I thought that this, looking at the layout, it looked really tricky and not really my kind of techniques at all, but actually once I started going through my stash and picking out loads of different colours and patterned blues and greens and pinky reds and got my piles together, the layout came together really nicely, and I am super pleased with how it turned out. So she inspired me to do this, thanks to the GoGo Getaway that we've had this weekend, and I'm hoping that this will inspire you to give it a go. So also we all have loads of washi tape. I was a bit of a washi tape hoarder. Don't tend to buy it anymore now because I've got so many rolls of it, but I wanted to use some of those as well as some of the scraps of paper that I had. So I've started off with my washi tape strips to start with, and then it's just simply the case of cutting strips or different shapes out of any of the papers you've got. So you could do like a pastel theme, or you could do all monochromatic, so like one colour, different hues of green, and the effects you get are actually really nice. The only problem that I found with this is that when I scrap, I tend to put everything on the layout first and making my life difficult, and then once I'm happy, go along and stick stuff down, just because I do like to faff around a lot. But I soon discovered, as you'll see, that I need to stick down as I go along. So another reason for me sharing this layout with you today is that the very talented Laura Rumble has reached 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I think that's absolutely fantastic and really, really well deserved. So well done, Laura. She's incredibly talented and asked me if I wanted to be part of her YouTube hop to celebrate reaching that milestone in subscribers. So I said, sure, why not? So here I am. I will drop down in my description the link to her YouTube channel. So please hop on over there and have a look at what she's created to share with you. And if anybody else is taking part, then I'll pop their details down there for you too. And if you go and visit her YouTube page and watch the video in the part of this hop, and likewise for anyone else, she has got some fabulous prizes for people. If you comment, like the video and comment on it, then she will pull names at random from all the different videos that are taking part in this hop, and you could be in a chance with winning something lovely to help you along with your crafting. So not only will you be inspired, hopefully, fingers crossed, you might be one of those lucky people. So all the links will be in my description at the end of the video for you, or in my description section. So as you can see, I'm starting to build up my layers, and you can really see the layout sort of coming to shape now. I haven't used one particular collection. It was literally some of these pieces of paper that I'm using I've had for years and years and years, just tucked away at the back of the cupboard or in a drawer, and I know that I am definitely not the only one that does that. I don't keep loads of bits and bobs, but all scrappers tend to think, oh, I'll just have that, I'll just use this, and it's a brilliant way to make papers and collections spread, you know, a bit further anyway. So I have used some up-to-date collections like the Chamel Never Grow Up, and I've got a little bit of Bloom Street in there by Paige Evans. What else have I got in there? There's tiny bits of crepe paper, loads of collections, even just like some normal plain coloured cardstock as well. And when I was rummaging through my stash that I have, those flowers that you can see there, I have had cut, oh my gosh, probably from when I first started scrapbooking. So they're probably about 10 years old. Trying to think how long I've been scrapbooking for now, but yeah, longer than 10 years, but yeah, they must have been in there for about that amount of time. So it was great to stumble across them, and I thought, oh, they're perfect, the colours. So I haven't stuck religiously to like all blue, all green, all pink in the sections. As you can see, there are little hints of other colours in there, but all the different patterns on the paper and that adds depth to it. And I've also layered up some of those strips on some sticky foam pads as well, and that just helps like add more dimension to it and help you build it up. The double layered flowers there with the pinky purple colours, they were actually from the Happy Mail that Laura had sent me when we sent Happy Mail to one another, which I'd shared with you on a previous layout. And also some of the other little bits and bobs. I've got a green tag that I put in with some twine, and that was from my Happy Mail as well. So thank you, Laura, for that as well. I am beginning to use little bits of it. So I've used a black and white photograph for this. Cannot remember when it was taken, quite a while ago, of my eldest. She probably may have been about 5 or 6 years ago. She might have been about 7 or 8, I don't know. But I just felt that the bright colours behind, because rainbow layouts and bright colours, I mean, everybody loves them. They just give you like that little warm buzz inside and feel, and it can brighten up even the gloomiest of days for people. but I just felt I didn't want to lose the photograph in that background because it is quite busy, but I think it works perfectly using a black and white photograph against bright colours like this. Also raised my photograph up on some foam pads as well. So it's literally just a case of sticking as you go along. Don't be afraid, you can use your papers like I have all in like vertical stripes, or you could do it all horizontal or a mixture. Add different shapes like squares and circles and things in just to add even more shape and interest and layers. I've added a few bits of ephemera from the Chanel Never Grow Up collection. The little fish and the feather. And what else did I add to it? Oh yes, some Bramble Fox perspectives, which were stars that were colour coordinated. They were perfect for finishing the layout off. And some Baker's twine, which you can just see me adding here. So you could use any thread like embroidery thread or thread from your sewing machine. And I'd also made can't remember, they were like the hammer beads that the children use. A long time ago I experimented and melted some of those on a low temperature in the oven, and still had some of those left in tucked away, so I've added some of those on as well. So it is literally just a case of building it up now. So I hope I've inspired you to give it a go. It's actually not as difficult as it first looks, and I absolutely loved making this and just playing with colours. It was brilliant. It was really relaxing and enjoyable. So please give it a go, and I will leave you to watch the rest of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, this is to celebrate Laura Rumble getting over 1,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel, so go Laura. I will leave the link to her video hop in my description below, and after you've seen the stills of this layout completed, there will also be a picture to show you some of the sponsors for her YouTube hop. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Enjoy. Bye.